Once again, I am attempting a video log of a hiking trip. I'm a little cursed here. I tried this a year ago on this same trail and my battery died. My phone died. I tried it earlier this summer on a through hike of the PCT, not the whole PCT, a section hike of the PCT, and my water filter broke. I've tested it this time. And this time I feel prepared. I got my food. I'm hiking along. I've gone a whole mile of the 93 or 94 I need to do, but you know, I'll make it. Today I started at White River Campground and I'm hiking to Mystic campsite. And if you're familiar with Wonderland, you'll know that means I have pretty much 12 miles of uphill hiking today. Some flat, a little bit down, but I'm fresh, pack's a little heavy, but I'll make it and I'll take some photos along the way. And more of the trail, less of my face. This is a beautiful trail. These are beautiful meadows. And here is a beautiful mountain. I'm on the northish side of Mount Rainier, and I get to walk all the way around it and see all the angles. I have obviously finished the first climb of the day, first big climb. Gentle uphill for a while. As the sign said, just about 8 miles to my camp for the night. So not a bad start. Currently walking in the forest, as you can tell. Kind of weird, interesting, eventful, none of the above. Hiking's been fine, feel good. I just stopped and had lunch. You know what it was. But, you know, I come hiking, I go hiking a lot to get my mind off some of the people that annoy me at work, not at home. And I came up over the top of Skyscraper Pass, which is not as bad as it sounds, but holy crap. People tromping all over the meadow. You just don't leave the trail. I just don't get it. Too many for me to talk to and try and explain. Just ridiculous. I don't get it. And then I got to Granite Creek and there was a group there, nice enough folks, but they asked if I was getting water. I said yes. I said, okay, well, I'll wait to take my bath. Now, I don't think the bath had soap. I hope not. I didn't look because it's awkward to stare at someone taking a bath. But and they said they wanted to do some laundry too. So I'm a little concerned. People, just take care of the crap. You're not the only people out here. I wish the rangers would, you know, not to be the trail police, which is what the rangers kind of are, but I just don't like when people don't leave the trail and all the views. I made it to camp and this fog rolled in. So I ate dinner, did my camp chores, hung my food, and now I'm gonna lie here and read for a while and probably go to bed pretty early. Long day tomorrow, about 17 miles or 15. It depends, there's 2 routes I can take. But, whew, feels good to get off my feet and feels good to get back on trail. This is Mystic Lake. Rained a little last night, not hard. A little wet, but looks like it's gonna clear up a little today. Whew. Big day today, 17 miles. If it's all like this, it's easy. We'll see how I do. This is the Carbon Glacier with the Carbon River coming out of it. And I'm gonna go down for a while, then up, then down. Just past a few hikers who complimented me on looking very fresh. And I did feel fresh, but about 4.5 miles in, I just stopped for breakfast and a cup of coffee. And yeah, ready for the next chunk of my trip. I'm about a quarter of the way done for the day. Whew, back on some easier. There's a lot of slippery rocks to navigate through for a few miles. A mile, 100 yards. I don't know how far it was. Just had a decision point at the junction back there. There is a wonderful alternate on the Wonderland trail called the Spray Park Trail. Beautiful views. There's the wind. It's slightly shorter than the trail I decided to go on, which is the main trail, with the big con, huge elevation gain and drop. And it's about 2 miles-ish, maybe a little under shorter. And I thought, since I've done Spray Park before, and because it's cloudy and I wouldn't see any of the awesomeness of Spray Park, I thought I would give the standard Wonderland portion of the trail here a shot. There is still a climb, I think about 2,000 vertical feet up to Ispit Pass a little later today. But from there it's downhill all the way to my campsite for tonight. Downhill isn't always easy. Depends on how steep the downhill, how slippery the downhill is. But whatever. I'll get to camp before dark either way. Just take it steady and easy. Stop for breaks, stop for pictures. Not sure how my splice on this will work. Just got overtaken by a trail runner. Only my family's watching this, so you're aware of this, but Washington, boy, do people love to trail run. And they go freaking forever. Very impressive, very impressive. And 90% of the time, they're really cool people, as was this woman who just rode past me. Jogged, sprinted. Anyway, as I was saying, or as I said before, we're gonna see how this trail goes. Additional 2 miles of mileage, a little less up and down, and I'll get to camp. Just getting to the end of about a 4-mile climb. I think of about 4,000 feet. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Good news is it's all downhill to my campsite. So 5 miles, 6-ish. I should get there if all goes well. Let's see what's around this corner. It is more climbing. So I made it over the pass about 2 minutes after I cut off the last video. And now I'm cruising down this highway of a trail. If I trusted my knees, I would practically jog. But all downhill from here. Some of the trail's a little steep, but Not too bad. Looking forward to dinner tonight. Haven't had my second protein bar yet, so I could probably use some calories. I'll save it for dessert, maybe. It's morning of day 3. I didn't record anything at camp last night because as I got into Mowich Lake, it started pouring rain hard. And I had a choice. I could hike 4 miles in the pouring rain, or I could set up camp at Mowich and extend my day today. I did the former, and I'm glad because the rain did not stop for many hours, and I would have been setting up in wet clothes in the rain. I think I would have been miserable. As it is, I was a little wet when I got in the tent. Clothes dried out overnight. Just bring them in the sleeping bag with you. And I'm off. So, fortunately, I was going to have a short day today, or a shorter day. So, with the extra 4 miles to South Mowich, it's a total of about 15 today. Which is basically 4 miles down, 6 miles up, and 5 miles down. It's going to be a grind, but looking forward to the views. Well, I think the clouds are going to clear up today. I don't know. We'll see. I am about 3 miles into this 5-mile climb. It's about 5,500 feet. No, it goes to 5,500. It's about 3,000 feet of gain. And then it's downhill to camp, about 7.5 from here to my camp for the night. I would like to go a little bit farther if I can find a ranger to let me, but if not, I'll roll into camp and I don't know, sometime this afternoon. The sun is supposed to come out today, but it has not come out. It's not raining. It's just kind of, I'm in a cloud. It's foggy, it's wet, whatever. I have many dry things and many not dry things, but the sun is definitely coming out tomorrow where I should be able to dry the wet things. All right, I'm gonna wrap up this break and get back to climbing up this big. I just realized because of the rain and the clouds, I haven't seen the big mountain in like 2 days. But walking through what was a burn many years ago, I don't know how many, but the meadows propped up here, a few trees, pretty incredible, even if it's on a mountain. I just realized because of the rain and the clouds, I haven't seen the big mountain in like 2 days. But walking through what was a burn many years ago, I don't know how many, but the meadows propped up here, a few trees, pretty incredible, even if it's on a mountain. I am about 1.5 miles out of camp. It is not even 4 o'clock yet. It feels like I'm going to run out of light, but I'm just in the middle of a cloud. It's good old Seattle misty, not really rainy. I see light through the trees. Maybe I can get out of this soon. Day 4. Rained again last night. Did all right. Sleeping bag's dry, so I stayed warm. I do a trick where I bring my wet clothes into the sleeping bag with me overnight, and they dry. It's not the most comfortable thing, but this I have dry clothes to start off with today. I just stopped to filter some water. Here's my crop, and there's the trail. A lot of up and downs today, a lot of 2,000 feet up, 2,000 feet down. Times 3 is my day today. So, off to walking. Just about to the top of my climb, and I found for the first time since Friday, sunshine. Made it to the top of the ridge, a little bit left in this meadow, and looking right at the mountain. I made it. You can't see any on this side, but there are a few planks missing. Extra excitement. All right, back to climbing uphill. This is Indian Henry's cabin. Also used as a, well, only used as a ranger station. But in this meadow, I'm about 3.5 miles away from camp. After this little bit of uphill, it's all downhill. Here's my tent, airing out. Had to pack it a little damp. Today was 16 miles, 5,500 elevation up. 5,400 elevation down. That's a lot of walking. And my clothes, everything was a little wet. And so I created what is commonly referred to as a yard sale, where all of my things are laying out to dry a little bit before I head to bed. Yard sale all packed up. It's about 7:30 Tuesday morning. I have about 3.5 miles to Longmire, where there may be a restaurant. So I may pop down there, just a little bit off trail, and see if I can get a breakfast made of non-freeze dried food, or oatmeal, or something, anything. All right, day 5, and off. Continuing day 5. I might have said day 4 earlier. Today's definitely day 5. I just ate an enormous amount of food at a restaurant, and definitely my body is feeling it. Feels good, full, but good. Today is a fairly easy day. I got 10 more miles. It's a weird part of the trail because you have Wild River over here, and for a little ways today, the road's right up there. A lot of campgrounds, tourist attractions. those sorts of things. Sort of meander. It's a long, sort of meandering 5-mile climb, but nothing at all like the climbs the last few days. It's just sort of a gentle uphill. There's one steep part, if I remember correctly. And I roll down a hill into camp, and even though it's cloudy, I just pulled down a weather forecast, and the rain may hold off. There's a 30% chance of some light precipitation overnight. So, of course, I'll put everything in the tent, but hopefully it all stays dry another night. Definitely a reason they call this Reflection Lake. That's really cool. Well, here's how I look on day 5. I am 3-ish miles from camp tonight, 3.5 maybe. Just been taking my time. I took a long break about an hour ago. Took my shoes and socks off, let them dry out a little bit. Had about a shin deep river crossing this morning, and I almost grabbed my dry socks out of my clothing bag, my emergency bag, and put them on this morning, and I'm glad I didn't, because then my dry socks would be wet socks. So yeah, I should cruise into camp around 4:30. Not really in a hurry. I will once again yard sale my stuff and get a little bit drier. It may rain tonight. The weather forecast says no, but I've been in the Northwest long enough to know that they're probably lying, or they don't know, or they're guessing. So I'll haul everything inside the tent with me tonight and see how it goes. Tomorrow, who doesn't love a good waterfall? I should note that this log I'm walking across is sort of the standard bridge. I think a lot of the time, most of these, some of these get washed out in the winter. So if you're hiking the trail early season, there's a little more wading to do. I always hike it late, so I think that's right. Anyway. One bit of trail commentary, probably for no one, because only my family will ever see this video, probably. But there's a section of the trail over here. Last year it was maybe 20 feet, 30 feet. That was a washout. Had to kind of kick your steps in some dirt. It felt pretty comfortable across it the whole time, but people always, it's a safety concern, for sure. But this year, believe it or not, you can't see it from this angle. There are crude switchbacks into this huge rock field, and full points to the rangers for making a switchback. It's a lot of rock flipping. You can kind of see right in here a little bit of the trail. Just amazing job making a trail. But I will tell you, again, I haven't seen the trail this year, but I walked through that washout last year, and I felt 100% safer walking across that washout. I am back on the regular trail with a little more commentary. First, I did look up where the slide area is, and it is much worse than last year. So there is some danger there. But the trail I just came up was a little butt clenching. It was definitely beyond 45 degrees, maybe a 60-degree angle, hands and knees, trying to get a foothold in loose dirt and rock. Obviously I didn't die, but nice little 40-minute detour for 40 yards of trail. Oh well. I am back on my way to camp. No idea how far I'm at camp. One of the things I like about doing a long hike is, because everything's with you, the routine of it all. So I got here, I sat down, slowly took things out of my pack, put some things up to dry. Nothing's really wet. Some things are still a little damp. So I'm letting them dry a little bit more. My sleeping pad is freaking huge. It's super comfortable. It weighs 7 ounces more than the Neo Air X Lite that all the ultralight people love. I like it, it's fine, but like I should get this one I have if it comes shorter. There's low light here, but the iPhone's doing wonders. I have some neighbors who are a little loud, but they're having fun. Got everything packed in here. I'm gonna go to bed and read, but I wanted to document. This is my rain jacket, and I have it zipped around my pack. Believe me, trust me, hanging in a tree. The reason is, you can tell I'm getting delirious on day 5 here. The reason is, I just pulled down a weather report. It is not supposed to rain tonight. I have lived in the Northwest long enough to not completely trust the weather report. So I thought my pack can get a little dry a little bit, still a little damp from a couple days ago. It can continue to dry. I get a little extra room in my pack, and a little extra room in my tent. Anything that has any odor, food, toothbrush, medicine, all that stuff is, you can't even see it from here. Way over there on a bear pole. And I am ready to lie in bed and read for a while and crash. Day 6 of my documented trip around Mount Rainier. It's about 7:30, 7:45, somewhere in there. Not a super long day today. A lot of uphill, but less mileage, so should be all right. About 3 miles to where I'm planning to have breakfast. Take a long break there. Hike continues, day 6. Got about 5 miles today and have not seen a single other hiker, which unfortunately means nobody's knocked the water off the plants that are crowding the trail. So I have wet hiking pants. Luckily, finished the climb for today. About a mile down to camp, a little over, and look at that. If I weren't in the middle of a cloud, that would be a fantastic picture of Mount Rainier. A little better views now. We're under the clouds a little. Still can't see. There's the mountain right there, if you can see through the cloud. Descending into Indian Bar, where camp is tonight. Still have a ways to go down, but looking forward to getting my last camp of the trip set up. Friendly mountain goat doing his thing. Don't know where his peeps are, but he seems happy. Up until a minute ago, there was sunshine, and that combined with a little breeze, and my tent is bone dry for the first time in 5 days. But more importantly, for the price of $6 and 85 miles of walking, or 10 miles if you walk the other way, you can have a room with this view, which was way better a minute ago. But you get the idea. Just woke up. Well, just got out of the tent. A little cool this morning, but day 7, last day of my trip, and pretty nice morning. Last night, had a hard time sleeping because there was a flashlight gleaming down on my tent all night. It was a full moon and it was bright. Clear skies, a little cold. I'm about to head straight uphill, so I should warm up quickly. Here's where I'll do my best with the Native American name, the Ohanapakash Glacier dumps off into the river of the same name, which picks up steam as it comes down the hill and ends up being, however I can see if I move over here, a little precarious here, but it goes down to the river where I camped last night. I have a little bit of a climb left up here, and then of the initial climb, then a little bit of roly-poly, and then up to the high point of the Wonderland Trail, I think, Panhandle Gap at just short of 6,800 feet. So that should be Panhandle Gap right there. Messing with the focus. You go over here, follow the trail, cross the creek, switch back, meander, and then climb. And it's not too cold, that's why I'm gonna have breakfast. Just look at this. It's like another planet. Last river crossing of the trip. I have emerged from my 95-mile loop around a big stupid volcano. Ten out of 10 would do it again. That's a wrap on day 7. Let me peek and see if my car is still here. Ruh-roh. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm good.